Can y'all hoes hear me? Hey Dida. Hi, Juan Shanti. Bertha, no. Hey Bessie, hey the baby, Jennifer, Miss Gerald. Um, so you know what's funny? I'm gonna tell y'all what's funny. This is a whole clickbait video. This is a whole clickbait video. And I'm gonna get y'all again too. Because y'all think this is the conspiracy video. This not the conspiracy video, y'all. This is a clickbait video. And then when I do my other video, that one is not gonna be no clickbait though. That one won't be. hmm no, we're not getting the fourth stimulus check yet. They're still talking about it. They're still having negotiations. So we have to wait on them to decide, considering they have cut off unemployment everywhere. Certain states is still keeping their unemployment, but as far as Florida and the rest of the states in the United States, yeah, they're cutting off unemployment. So right now they're arguing about the fourth stimulus check. So Bertha May, no, we ain't got the fourth stimulus check yet, but it's in the works. Biden wanted it to be 2,000 a month. You know, the others wanted to be other shit. So we'll see. Hi Taylor. Hi the one and only. Phenomenal Scorpio, Leslie, Monique, Voodoo, Just Blaze, Take a Bad Bitch, Kay, Chanel, Let's Get Real. All right, I stay playing, y'all, don't I? Ah! uh, hey Lady Nika. I wish you was in the chat listening, because what I'm about to say is about you, Lady Nika. Hey, Miss Shorty, Sweetie Pie, Yaya, Pooh Campbell, and that's it. They mad about them upcoming monthly payments too. Girl, Voodoo. I didn't get this notification. Oh, bitch, let me share out my video. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all know how they do. Okay. Cause okay. I shared it out. Shared it out, y'all. Hey Granny. I'ma just call you Granny because that name too long. You might have to click date with some drama in the title because they didn't send a notification. Yeah, which is I figured that. So maybe I need to change it. Hey, not your butter, because they don't. I'm gonna change my. I'm finna do that. I'm finna change it because I also forgot they censor a lot of conspiracy videos. Like it's been so hard to find them, and the only way you can find them is that you have them saved already, like in your like videos, or you save them in your playlist for you to find these videos because they really censoring them, which is probably why a lot of y'all didn't get notification, but that's okay because most of everybody's already at Olivia any fucking ways. So I got a notification. Naturally butter. You got a notification? I have to click. Plus I'm waiting on my monthly paycheck. Plus the senior aid come through government. Well, Lex, don't get too. I got notification. Okay, so if they kind of is, they do because that's the thing, y'all. Y'all got the notification, but a lot of other people. Hey, Trina B. A lot of other people did not get the notification. So yeah, they'll catch it. Hey, Cloud Shop. Eventually they'll get it, but look who name I have in the title though. When you using Billy Goat name, they might try to take my damn video down for this bullshit too. But yeah, anyway, let me get to this commentary. Uh, as y'all know, Bill Gates has been getting exposed. The media have been telling truths and lies per usual. That whole divorce with his wife, Melinda, is all a ritual. It's all a cover up. It's all a scam, in my opinion. Okay, y'all know I have to use code words for those of you who are new to conspiracy theories, or you just here to just hear it, cause you're just trying to figure some shit out on your own too. I do speak in code a lot, especially when I'm talking about my conspiracy theories, cause I because I can't have them fucking with my shit. Okay, I'm just saying. Also, it has been told. That's not it. But I was completely wrong. It has been told about the lab leak in Wuhan, China, and they have been talking about how China did not let us know about the coronavirus and all this bullshit, and that it was a lab leak, and that it didn't. There's a possibility that coronavirus didn't come from that, at the fish market or the food market, they want to call it. It actually came from a lab in Wuhan. My thing is, if you go deeper down the rabbit hole, you would know that it came from a lab because they have a patent on it, and the patent was got approved actually the month the coronavirus hit. Like when they officially declared we in the pandemic, that's when that same old mother freaking company in Wuhan, that same old place, where they reported it, they also got approved for the patent on coronavirus. Just as well as Bill Gates got a patent on the coronavirus vaccine. But you ain't hear that from me. Okay, you ain't hear it from me. This is what these people say, but she ain't come my mama. Hey, Nim Yum No. Hey, Miss Oda. Hey, Diamond. Hey, Cassie. Hey, Melly now. Melly, you want to hit the ladies so we can talk about this girl? Even though this is not actually the conspiracy video, I kind of clickbait y'all with it just to see. So, uh, this is not the actual video that I'm gonna do, but I didn't want to talk. Hi, Miss Morgan. I didn't want to talk about this because I know a lot of y'all. Hey, for reals, y'all be wanting to talk about this shit. So I'm here to have this conversation with y'all. See what y'all think about all the real life shit that's going on besides the drama, and the whole Charlemagne and other people's in their drama. I just want to see what y'all think about it, because y'all know Bill Gates is getting exposed for being inappropriate. Hey, women empowerment. Being inappropriate with some of the female staff. They talked about how he goes on dates. His wife allowed him to go on dates with his exes or his female staff. And now you have one lady that's already done exposed him, talking about how he was harassing her and coming on to her. And she only kept her job because basically she had to sleep with him to keep her job. Yeah, I know, for real. I know. Who's Venable? Also, he also owned the largest farmland in America so far. He's buying up a lot of farmland, and y'all can understand why. Because he wants us to eat the plant-based foods now. He wants us to be filled up with GMOs. I mean, when I tell y'all they moving forward with this whole one world order, Bitch, they moving forward with their one world order. Okay, that shit is so tongue tied. One world order. So one government, one world, one rules, one everything. Okay, they want us all to be bots, robots, eating this GMO food that's causing y'all more health problems than anything. Um, Speaking of health problems, matter of fact, I need to pull up that video. Melly Mel.
Yes, girl, it's me.
Hey girl.
Hey, Pizarro, how you doing today?
I've been good. I've been missing you, girl.
Yeah. I've been catching your lives from, time to time. I be in the bushes.
I know. Cause you know
Mhm.
how it be over here, girl. Whole lot of drama.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get into that after we talk about this here. I'm gonna get into the beef sector drama after child.
Okay.
I believe the divorce is a distraction. I don't know from what, but it should is. So, well, what, AK? Let me help you out with why it's a distraction. It's a distraction because y'all know that everything that's in the dark always comes to the light, correct? And they have to move forward with the agenda. 20, is it 2050 or 2030? Because they keep switching it. I think it's 2030, but they might switch it to 2050. But they have to move fast because a certain entity has to move fast because this entity does not know when time will. Hey, ladies, this entity does not know when they whole entire thing. I saw that bullshit. We're gonna talk about it. I saw that bullshit. Hey, Purple Peach. So what you think, Melamia?
It's always a distraction when it comes to the clear people. They always put out some type of information surrounding it, and it's crazy that you know they're him and his wife are getting divorced, and they're already like trading monies. And did y'all hear about how he gave her like millions and millions of stocks and certain things, and they haven't even fully like gotten divorced yet? They normally settle that in court. So I feel like they're doing some secret kind of like trading
Because the whole Jeffrey
between each
Epstein
other.
allegations came out.
Uh-huh. And
It,
we
it's
all know
like
what he do.
Yeah, it's like they knew ahead of time. But what I
Mm-hmm.
don't like that the media is doing is pretending like because they gotta do this. They gotta have somebody out of the relationship to take the fall so that they can protect their millions and their assets and their business
Right.
and their stocks and shit like that. So them already and behind the works before any of this hitting the media, that means that they already knew. For those of you who don't follow us and watch this and pay attention, it means that they already knew this was going to happen, and him and Melinda already set forth of what they was going to do because he knew that he was going to be the fall guy, which is why y'all finally, since 2019, from when Jeffrey Epstein got arrested, y'all finally get a little piece of them talking about him and Jeffrey Epstein. Y'all remember when the allegations came out and all these celebrities, government officials, business billionaires, all these motherfuckers was partying. And what irritates the fuck out of me is when one person comes in the comment section and says, "Oh, well, Trump was there. Trump was this good buddy," or Biden was there. Biden was this good buddy. Y'all need to understand they all was included with him. They all were cool with him. They all partied with him. They all knew he had these allegations on him. Why the fuck do y'all think that they had him around him? And why the fuck y'all think that he was worth $1 billion? You think that a lot of these billionaires was literally going to him for financial advice? Come on, Bill Gates, others. I can't think of the other names. But y'all seriously think that these people were going to Jeffrey Epstein getting fucking financial advice, and these is already billionaires and multi-millionaires and shit?
Yeah, they all a part of that. They all a part of that. That pedo ring.
Yes. So what they're trying to do, the media is trying to cover it up, but they're trying to wither their way around it. So instead of them literally telling y'all about, his dealings with Epstein, we have the Me Too movement. Comes right on time every time. That's why I tell y'all, just because these ladies be saying this stuff happened to them, that doesn't mean y'all jump on the bandwagon and believe them. That just means that the Me Too movement is a cover up for the real shit that's really going on. That's what the fuck it is. Because you notice when this whole thing, when they started talking about the Jeffrey Epstein thing popped off, here you go have one of his employees from like 20 years ago talking about what Bill Gates did to her when she was working for him.
Yeah, they all. I think they all, play a part in the sex trafficking thing. A lot of us really didn't pay attention. We just know that it was going on, but we didn't pay attention to the players that are involved. And it's a lot of the celebrities that are involved with the sex trafficking thing. Why do you guys think Bitcoin is so popular right now?
Hmm.
Bitcoin is popular for this reason in particular.
And it's
To
the biggest scam to come. That's when it
Yes,
comes
it
into play.
yes,
The little credit
definitely.
shit, the digital shit, and the Bitcoin
Yes,
shit. Y'all think that shit is so cool? It's not cool. That's gonna push forth for their agenda because they ain't gonna want money anymore because they know money is
right.
useless. And they know that
Uh-huh.
you guys know that money is useless. So they have to come up with the next scheme, the next scam, and which gonna be the next scam system is digital. That way they can track y'all every move and know where everything y'all doing, just like they
You know what?
surveillance.
No, the thing about, see, that's the thing though, Pizarro. The thing about Bitcoin, see, with the money, it's a paper trail. The money, it has serial numbers on it. So they
Hmm.
can basically follow the paper trail. If you follow the money, you'll be able to follow the everything else when you follow the money. So being that Bitcoin, it has, you have no trace. It's digital that way because you cannot trace that money. Once your Bitcoin is gone and somebody took it, that's it. It's gone. They can't trace back to who took it, none of that. That's why they use Bitcoin, because it's untraceable. So
Hmm. Like well,
this makes it easier for them to, hit the black market, buy shit that's not available in America, and sex traffic women or men.
but they big business is sex trafficking children.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
where they
Yeah.
get their money from. All of them have to have dirt. Well, not all of them. Satan gonna have dirt on all of them, which is why they have to give up their possessions. They have to prove to Satan that they can go through his trials and tribulations, because y'all know he copies everything that has to do with God. For those of you who don't know, just like we know that the 666 number represents the devil, but really it does represent human beings. I think it's 6 protons, six eons, and six what else? It has to do with that, with your DNA, which is why someone in the chat said they want to change your DNA. Yes, they do. And for those of you who got the vaccine, I do want you to understand that there's now, teens who have took the vaccine and they have developed heart issues. So, and you can't sue them for these things. So I just want y'all to, like, before y'all go head first, diving into getting those vaccines, y'all need to do y'all research. It's especially COVID vaccine, because there's no reason why teen kids is developing heart issues and they didn't have any heart issues.
Well,
Hey,
it's
Nita.
been said that the vaccine, it has like a, I don't know if you guys heard about it, but it's saying that the vaccine has like a nanobot in it,
Mhm. Mhm.
and it's like really really small, so you can't really see it, but this is what they're inserting into you. So this vaccine doesn't have a live, you know how the flu has like the live, a live version of the flu in it.
Mhm.
This vaccine doesn't have like a live sample of coronavirus in it.
In the kitchen.
So it's like, what are they, how are they giving us this vaccine to protect us against catching it, or spreading it, or lessen the symptoms, if this shot has no trace of coronavirus, a live coronavirus in it?
But see, the thing is, Melly Mel, they actually tells them to their face, because when you speak English, in English, for those of you bitches that want to talk shit about motherfuckers that can't speak English properly, English is the last lamest language that you can speak when you're speaking on the language situation, because English is the cursive type language. And the reason why it's the language is because it has double meaning. When we speak, it always have a double meaning to it, which is why y'all have words that sound the same but have different meanings, but they're the same. But they're spelled different. Some can be spelled the same, but they have different meanings to them. The reason why it's like that is because when we speak English, it's always a cursive into the English that we speak. They told y'all that there is a DNA finder that is along with the vaccine. Now they say that that is for it to manipulate our bodies into fighting off the not COVID vaccine, but the COVID-19 virus, and that's what is in the vaccine. But if it says it's a DNA changer or whatever they tried the words they tried to use for it, that just means that it can change your DNA. And clearly that's what it's doing as far as a lot of human beings. It's not just 1 in 5 or 1 in 10 or 3 in 10. No, there's a whole lot of people around the world that is reporting a lot of fucking different health issues they're getting from the vaccine. And for some reason, you guys are not being told the truth about it.
Yeah, definitely not. And it seems like they made it so fast. They made this vaccine so fast to try and stop the flow, as they say, or stop this, from killing everybody. And they haven't, see, the thing with this coronavirus is that the government have learned a way to tweak death certificates of people who didn't die of coronavirus. Y'all have to realize they tweaked the stats, they tweaked the numbers to make it seem like this was just killing off everybody. Some people didn't even die of coronavirus. They just put that on their death certificate. It was like, oh, well, this is going on. We know a lot of people are dying. So let's just say every death is from the coronavirus. They had so many resources for coronavirus that, have you guys even noticed that they stopped giving resources for the flu?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They stopped resources for the flu because everything was considered the coronavirus. And there's so many other ways you can get sick without it being the corona. So they've been lying from the get go.
Yes, they have. Hey, viewers of you. They have been lying from the get go. Not only have they been lying, but I told y'all I was gonna talk about your fades, because I tend to see that a lot of y'all not paying attention to what they got going on either. I know a lot of y'all like Cardi B, Nicki, Megan. I know y'all like the other stars. Jay Z, Beyonce, the baby, Lil Baby, all Saweetie. the Migos, all of these rappers that y'all see the main. I'm talking about the mainstream rapper because the ones that's in the background, we know why they in the background. But your mainstream rappers play a huge part in the distraction, especially for black folks. The thing is that they know a lot of us black folks believe in a lot of conspiracies than anybody else because we know there's some fuck shit going on and we see the fuck shit's going on, but everybody is too blind about, what goes on with the celebrities, what's going on with issues like as far as they want to have y'all with this whole China or the Russia shit where they blame each other back and forth, and too many of y'all get trapped into that because you thinking that your government is keeping it real with you 100, and instead they coming out and they finally telling y'all they ain't gonna tell y'all, well, the conspiracy theories already told y'all that the motherfucking coronavirus was a bioweapon. But back then they were fighting so hard to prove that wrong. And then now a year later, exactly a year later, they're finally admitting that, yeah, that the coronavirus came from a lab and it's a bioweapon and they got to investigate China. The thing is, why is y'all investigating China when your own government knew this too? How long are y'all gonna keep playing that game with your government and yet they keep blaming China for everything when they all in on the same shit?
Right, right, Pizarro. And you have to also think about it. They were eating bats and crazy stuff
Forever.
uh for a long time. This ain't nothing new. China been eating dogs. They've been eating mad stuff outside of, just crazy stuff
They
that
be
they've been
eating
eating
roaches,
for
crickets,
years.
all
Yo,
types of shit. They
for
been eating that
years.
stuff.
For years and not one outbreak. But it seemed like uh as soon as this corona thing came out, now they wanted to blame, they wanted to say it was from a bat. Now if you guys haven't been in tune, I'm about to inform y'all. So, and I want to say in 2020, it was a article that came out, right? Somebody had did this article and it said that a scientist from Boston actually sold this coronavirus to China. So it was made in the lab for sure, but one of
Melly
our
Mel,
own.
talk with them, and I'm finna find the video so we can all listen to it. Just talk to them until I find the video.
Okay, okay. So yeah, it's been said that some guy from Harvard, he had this coronavirus in the lab. I guess they made it in the lab, and or it was some type of lab that it was made in the United States, and he actually sold it. It could be fake, it could be true, but these are just different type of things that I was hearing, and I'm just like, well, if it's not true, why would they come out with that story? But you know how they are. You can't believe every news source. You can't believe everything that the news says. But I definitely believe that it was made in a lab and just put out there to see. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. To see how everyone would react, and also to get everybody sick, population control. And now I feel like with this vaccine, being that they're doing so many things genetically to us, or genetically trying to modify or copy certain uh certain people's genes, like a certain group of people, like black people, white people, they're trying to clone our genes. So this was a good way for them to take information as far as like our DNA, like sticking that dang swab up people's nose. This was a good way to, with the nanobot to track everybody. It's just a lot of stuff going on, y'all. Y'all just gotta pay attention. Y'all just gotta pay attention. For real. Yes, Voodoo. They definitely been trying to clone our genes for the longest. Definitely. That's been an ongoing thing. They've been trying to clone our genes since the beginning of time. Once they figured out that we were so much like we were more uh powerful and our genetic makeup was so great, they've been wanting to clone our genes. And I feel like when they start doing stuff like this, that's definitely a way. But I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Get Out. That was another subliminal message that I don't think a lot of people paid attention to. That was another subliminal message. And it definitely showed a lot about how they feel about us and what they wanted to use us for. A lot of organ harvesting was going on. A lot of trying to keep us in that sunken place. And it just showed us, it showed me a lot of stuff that I already knew, but still, it just showed a lot. I think Miss P's trying to find this video.
I found the video, y'all.
Okay.
I gotta turn it up so y'all can hear.
Back in January. Now, significantly different. You see it right there.
And vaccines, George, are contributing to that success. There are now 9 states with 70% of adults getting at least one dose of the vaccine, but there are new questions this morning about younger adults in those shots. And ABC Steve Okasami is at the CDC with the latest. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Michael. At this point, health officials here at the CDC aren't making any changes as to who they feel should get the vaccine, but they are looking into a small number of possible reactions from the shot. Scientists at the CDC are investigating this morning after more than a dozen people who got the coronavirus vaccine have come down with myocarditis and inflammation of the heart. The number of cases isn't any more than what health officials would expect to see among the same millions of people who haven't been vaccinated, but investigators at the CDC say they still need to look into this.
The CDC issued this information and this notice out of an abundance of caution. They're trying to investigate to see if they're related at all to the vaccine. At this point, there is no relationship to them.
It seems to happen more often in teens, young adults, and for some reason, men more than women, usually 4 days after the second dose of the vaccine. And the condition usually went away on its own. The U.S. Department of Defense is already looking into 14 cases in service members who took the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines. But all these cases together are still a tiny fraction of the nearly 128 million people in this country who've been fully vaccinated without any issues. So far, about 1 out of every 5 million people getting the vaccine have reported heart inflammation. Putting it plainly, the odds of being struck by lightning are significantly better. 1 in 7.
Okay, did y'all hear it?
Yeah.
So what you think?
I think that they are definitely trying to cover up the fact that this vaccine is no good. They said you have a chance of being struck by lightning versus having problems from this vaccine. I doubt it. I think a lot of people are going to have problems from this vaccine further down the line. Um, I think now that everybody, not everybody, but they said about 218 million Americans are vaccinated already. So this was just the test trial to see how people would react to it. So I don't believe that at all. I think it's going to cause more health problems down the line, and people need to be careful about taking this because they're also like, trying to pay people to take it. They're also doing whatever they can to get people to take this vaccine. So I feel like it's something up and something more with it than what they're telling us. And this is just the beginning of the symptoms, or, you know, the research that they've done, or what they're trying to do with it. This is just the beginning. I bet you by Christmas, they're going to be releasing more information and more people having problems with this vaccine than we know now.
I agree. The one and only. You know you're not muted, right? When I ain't lady lie. I didn't know you know about the conspiracies, girl. Hey,
Hey,
sis,
Lady Di.
overall. Just a petty mess. Hey, Amy. Hey, Gwen. Hi, sister. And Simply Lady Style. I think I got everybody. Uh, I'm just peachy. Now they're trying to bribe us with money and perks to take the vaccine. And that was gonna come to my next commentary because they
Yeah,
also is
let me just
go
Pazara, let
ahead.
me
Yeah,
just
it's
touch on
me.
what
It was
this
messing up.
young man said. He said, depending on your genetic makeup, this vaccine is either going to help you transition into the next phase or kill you. Mind you, this is why they want people to take the vaccine. And this is why when you go get the vaccine, they want all of your information, because
Hmm.
everybody, this is a test study. They want to see how this is going to affect certain groups of people who took it, who were more likely to took it. They're gathering your information. They're gathering information on, you know, the different groups in the world, the black people, the white people, you know what I'm saying? So y'all have to understand, this is just a test. This is a
What
test.
what I feel like, yeah, it's gonna cause more problems down the line. That's what it's designed for because for the simple fact, more health problems mean more money for them in their pocket. And that's why they
But
got that
that's not
disclosure
it's
saying,
not but the one and only it's not even about the money. This is about your soul. This is about your blood. What they
I
doing is they're trying to weed out who can survive. Because you know they need robots.
Laura, I don't agree with all that, but I'm just saying to me, I see it as a money thing. First of all, if y'all look at this virus thing, the virus was already mutated before they even made a vaccine. So what are they giving y'all? If they don't even have a cure for the common cold, the common flu, pneumonia that's been around for years, how is it they're going to have a cure for that? This is a respiratory problem. When they first came out with it, they were saying all kind of stuff about this. It's not going to affect these people. It's not going to. And every time the media came out with, oh well, this race is okay. This race is not going to get it, or this age group is not going to get it. Next thing you know, you had a spike in whatever they were saying that it's not going to affect. And then plus you got to remember in China, you remember when they went to all the Africans and legally made them do the swabbing test? They was collecting their DNAs then because
Yeah,
But
they did
that's
that
because
with
China,
AIDS.
they
but
what?
that's because China owns Africa. That's because, not owns, but they bought Africa. So they pretty much have more jurisdiction over Africa than Africa has over itself.
No. They weren't collecting as far as like the kits and stuff that they was pulling out. The first time they put out kits, they were doing the swabs, and when the swabs and stuff first came out, they were knocking on their doors. The people, the Africans that was there, that was in universities and everything, they were literally knocking on their doors, making them take the coronavirus, I mean the corona test. Now it was a man that was recording at the time. His wife was from there. He asked about his daughter and his wife. Do they have to take it too? They said no, we don't need them. We just need you. That was on. That was in the news and everything that they was knocking on those people doors and telling them they had to legally give it. And that's when we was like, oh yeah, they was collecting DNAs then from them. They only wanted it from the African people, but they was disguising it as testing them because at first they was blaming them for bringing it over. That was right after the virus had started spreading. That came out. If you look it up, yeah,
Yeah, you're right about that. It did start in Africa. The thing is, they need our blood because we're the strongest.
yeah, we knew what
Everyone
they
knows
were
that
doing.
we're the strongest. Everyone knows that we are the chosen people. That ain't no dig at no other race. But
It is
that's
what
the
it
truth.
is.
That's the truth. So they do their experiments on us the most. If you look through their history, we have been their guinea pigs before time. And the reason why we have been their guinea pigs is because their bodies is not built strong like our bodies is. Their women wasn't able to give birth without having any medical assistance at that time. A lot of their women back in those times weren't able to carry babies, couldn't hold babies due to their own nastiness and diseases that they were carrying. So they needed test subjects, like how the Jews was test subjects for the Germans. Even though you guys thought it was just other shit that was going on, they were killing those people, but they weren't killing them the way that they were telling us. They were killing them through medical experience. They were literally using gas to see how much those people can consume before they die. They were using all types of different types of medication that we use now. They were using that back in the Germany times, in the Nazi times with Hitler and shit. Since most people don't even know Hitler was also, a scientist slash doctor, and him and all those others that was ruling with him, that were leaders and things, they all were doing the illegal experiment on the Jewish people.
Yeah, just like people when they if you go look up your history book, the guy that's did the hysterectomy, that is supposed to be the father of hysterectomy on women and stuff and whatever, he was actually doing his experiment on slaves. It was one slave girl. They did 100. He did 100 and some procedures on that girl with no pain medicine at all because we were supposed to be high tolerance for pain. So
They
all the
didn't think we felt pain because they didn't think we were humans. They thought we
yeah.
were a different species from elsewhere because they didn't understand how we survived so long without the technology and the education that they now require something for you to be anything in this world. But a lot of black folks love to take on that same ideology. I can't even say it.
And
Take
now
on
I
them
can't correct you because you done fucked me over.
Idiotic ideology.
Yeah, ideology. There it goes. They take on that. I want to say ideology, but I couldn't get the idiot part out. I am just Peaches said what concerns me is not having access to regular life things like travel, city events, city parks, um, recreational creation events will be forced to provide a VAX card. Yes, I'm just peachy. They are now talking about it now. I saw a video on that where
They
they want
just
to
did
now
that.
start forcing us. Yeah, they want to now
Mhm.
start forcing us to have vaccines cards for us to be able to travel
Yep,
and do
they
things
just did
and go
that
places.
Yeah, I just went to war with
in
the
New
lady
York.
over my human resources because they want, I consider it as marking. They want us to put on our tags whether we've been vaccinated or not. And I told her, no, ma'am, you would not be marking my name badge for that. That's my personal medical records. That's against the law. She was saying, well, this came from corporate and everybody has to be marked to say whether they been vaccinated or not, since everybody don't want to go get the card. No, to me, that's the same as when they was marking the Jews back in the day to say who was Jewish and who was not. That's the same thing to me. You're not going to mark me and think that I'm supposed to be fine and okay with it. And that's what I think that's what they're doing now. This ain't nothing but history repeating itself. But people need to pay attention.
It is history repeating itself. It's history repeating itself because the book of Enoch already said it's history repeating itself. It said, but in our time, we're using clay, we're using silver, and we're using gold. And that's what our life right now describes. So, yes, just like in Noah days, when everyone was sinning and doing all the nasty, vicious shit that they were doing in Noah time, he was the only pure human being on earth, and God had to come and stop everything because it was too much sin going on. You kind of see that you well, not that you kind of, you also see that now. Everyone wants to glorify sin. Everyone wants to hype up one sin over the other sin instead of seeing that both of them is sin. Just like this bullshit that you got going on with the whole Bill Gates. I'm not even gonna say Bill Gates. With your whole Trump and Hillary and what's her husband name, y'all?
Bill.
Bill. They argue back and forth about who was more so friends with Jeffrey Epstein than looking at it as they all were there. They all were
Mhm.
partying. Y'all not looking at they didn't give a fuck about it being no Republican versus no Democrats. And y'all still stuck on the Republicans versus the Democrats that you idiots is not looking at both the Republicans and the Democrats party with this man.
Mhm.
Trump is not out of the picture. Okay, just because Trump fakely pretended like he didn't want to have no dealings with the man, that don't mean Trump didn't know what was going on. The same girl who have accused a lot of them of doing the stuff that they were doing to her and had her recruiting girls too, along with Maxwell. Trump was the same one who was requesting little girls too. So I don't get, and then that's another thing. Please stop confusing us real conspiracy theorists, okay, with the Trump supporters. They're not real conspiracy theories. They are Trump supporters, and they're just doing whatever they can to make Trump relevant and shit. Okay, Trump is a motherfucking puppet. I don't know why these people think that Trump gonna come and save us. No, the fuck Trump is not. He ain't no motherfucking billionaire for no damn reason. And I don't know why these people think that he here to help us. No, the hell he not. Hey, Miss T. No, the hell he not. Okay, he is a motherfucking op. His job is to have some of y'all think and believe that he believes some of these conspiracy theories. When y'all told him about it, he didn't have no clue what the fuck they were talking about, but just went along with it because he has some supporters that's dumb enough to support him, and he'll believe these conspiracies because it's him needing his supporters to be there, and they do dumb shit, but they're not a part of us. We're not the same. We don't believe in no damn Trump. If you're a real conspirator, you don't believe in no motherfucking Trump gonna come and save you. You don't even believe in that whole Democrats versus Republican shit, because you will see that both of them on the same motherfucking side. Now one of them do the jobs that they say they gonna do, but a lot of people is brainwashed. Biden right now is getting a lot of backlash for the bullshit I find it amazing, and I'm gonna say this because y'all love black folks. Y'all, this is why y'all always get made a fool of, and I don't give a fuck who don't like it. This is why y'all always get made a fool of. You want to know why? Because y'all easily to rally behind none other black folks
Mhm.
and willing to take down your own people for these
Mhm.
people while pretending to be pro motherfucking black and pretend to be like you all for your motherfucking people and all this shit. And a lot of y'all can see a lot of y'all hush hush. Y'all know who I'm talking to. A lot of y'all hush hush. Remember how y'all argued with me about Joe and how Joe was gonna be better than Trump? And nah, that's not what it is with this whole Democrats versus Republican. It's amazing that he signed into law to protect the motherfucking Asians, but yet they still haven't done shit for
Yeah.
y'all.
For black people,
Talk about that.
facts. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well,
Facts.
Obama did the same damn thing.
Facts. Obama did do the same
Exactly
thing.
He
my
did the
point.
same thing. The
Exactly my
Jews, they
point.
got
But
they
they
stuff,
argue,
but we
no, no,
did.
no, no, no. The one only where was you? When I was getting ridiculed by this. When I told them Obama is a puppet too, and he wasn't here for us, a lot of them gave me a whole bunch of backlash for the shit.
So you wanted me to be up here fighting with you?
No,
Oh, okay.
I just wanted somebody else to be here
But see,
that sees the fuck shit.
the thing that where I think you went wrong with the people, not that your ideas are wrong, is that when you were saying those things, I did catch a few of those videos. You were also throwing in the fact of um not voting. And that's what threw people out, because we are like, you throw something shiny in our face and we are easily distracted. And that one little quote made all your argument just none and void to them, because they attached themselves to that one
Okay,
little thing.
but
And then
but
that
how? But the one and only. How did that change from what I said though? It's
be
me telling y'all, voting does not change nothing. Voting is not gonna get us what we need. We have to fight and stand up to these people as a collective, as American people, as people. Period. In this motherfucking world, because it's gonna take every last one of us in this world to stand up to the government that y'all have no idea got going on behind the scenes. Y'all still living with this bootleg ass technology. Y'all don't think these people got higher technology than the shit that they giving us? You're getting the rundown shit, while the rich folks is getting the real shit. That's the true tea. Okay, that's the real shit. You wonder why your shit always buffering, but a bitch in space got better internet service than you do.
mm,
Can you make that make sense? How does the voting? How me talking about the voting part fucked up the conversation when the voting part was a part of the whole conversation to the get go? It don't matter which side you vote for. Nothing that is for us is going to get done because they see us as weak. They see how we easily turn on our own. One thing about other races, they're not gonna turn on their own. They don't give a fuck. A white man can shoot a black man down. Them bitches gonna be on the videos over there talking about the black man and how he's a motherfucking murderer. Just like them white mans that ran that black man down and killed him and shit, and then we didn't know nothing about it until months later because the motherfucker that was with them posted shit up on his Facebook, thought he was doing something good, but now he's sitting in the jail right along with the daddy and son. Well, the motherfuckers just now, because they trying to get out of the deal, they just posted it up last week. And white folks in that motherfucking comment section going hard from them two white men and talking about how he was a black man jogging, looking at motherfucking construction houses. And because he had a hammer, they felt like he was justified in it. Black folks, on the other hand, they're going to drag their people to the motherfucking mud. And they're going to get on everybody else's side but their own people.
yeah, that's years and years. We are our number one problem.
We are in number one enemy.
Yeah,
And
we
they
are.
full of shit. They're very full of shit, but that's okay because God gonna make sure that we come together. So I ain't worrying about it. Why they think that they're gonna keep hating each other, and I also think that whole colorism stuff plays a whole big part, which is why you have a lot of artists that are colorism because they're trying to make us as a black community too fight amongst each other, keep having this back and forth, and us hating each other. But yeah, they don't see this with no other races. They don't see no other races doing this shit. They only see us doing it. Where they keep black men and black women beefing and arguing with each other back and forth. And the colorism shit plays a huge part because when you got people that's in the industry and they rappers and shit, they want to talk about they want them a motherfucking red bone or they want a light skinned girl and don't want to mess with no black skinned females. They the reason why shit keeps happening like it is because they make sure we stay distracted. And when I say that, it's because with the voting shit, y'all stay distracted. But you don't see them giving each other billions upon billions of dollars to each other in their own motherfucking corporations that they got interest with. That's what you don't pay attention to. Just like the whole COVID. They sat here and they gave y'all money. They gave y'all money, but out of the billions of dollars that they passed with these motherfucking stimulus checks, you bitches didn't even get a pinch of the money. Guess who the money went to? I bet most of y'all don't even know where all the money went to. Bitch, you can say I don't know how to talk right. I don't know how to say shit correctly. I don't give a fuck. But one thing I do is that I do my motherfucking research. I do be paying attention to a lot of shit that you motherfuckers, that educated motherfuckers, don't pay attention to. You go along with everything that is being told with you because you don't have your own mind. You go along with the media because you can't question what the fuck is going on. All that money they got went to all their motherfucking billionaire friends.
Facts. A whole bunch of companies and corporations, the government. Yup. Y'all got in a lot of those bills is a lot of like they didn't want to pass a lot of those bills because it had a whole bunch of stuff in it that didn't even relate to the coronavirus. Like, how are you trying to build a new FBI building out of? How do you get that out of a coronavirus package? Like, how do you do that? That's crazy.
And there you go. We keep getting poorer while they keep getting richer. And guess what they do? Not only do they keep y'all distracted with the Democrats versus the Republicans, they also keep y'all distracted with the voting. Along with that, because when the voting shit happens, they make sure that they get a lot of Americans angry with one another to go back and forth, so you don't pay attention to where the money moving. That's what you don't do. But COVID kind of cracked that. Because when COVID was able to make a lot of Americans sit back and be home more, they started to pay attention more. So your government knew that they had to give y'all some of the money, but yet and still, y'all still didn't get a pinch of the money that y'all still complain about. Instead, they say they want to cut off unemployment from y'all, right? They want to cut off unemployment because y'all won't go and work for corporations that won't even pay you worth a living. They want you to go back to a job that's only paying you $8 motherfucking. And then you got other motherfuckers out here making fun of you because you trying to make a living, but you only making $8 an hour. But it ain't your fault, it's the corporation fault. But for some reason, a lot of bitches don't tend to say that or feel that way. Instead, they drag that person where you should have picked a better career. Bitch, you telling me just because a bitch work at McDonald's, they don't deserve to get 15, 20, $100 motherfucking an hour when the franchise of McDonald's bring in billions of motherfucking dollars a year?
Facts. Facts. Or they tell you, oh, you should have went to school, or you should have. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I agree. And they should be paying people a little bit more than what they're paying. But you know what? That's another form of slavery. That's another form of slavery, because it's just inevitable that, or they feel like it's just inevitable that black people are the main ones that's gonna go work at McDonald's, or you got your Spanish people that's gonna work at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
I Out of my whole life, I've never seen, the only white people I see working at McDonald's is probably the poor white people or the higher ups, like the
I mean,
general
look at their
managers,
commercials,
the district
Billy
managers.
Mail. Look at their commercials. It's based on brown and black people. Even we are the faces of McDonald's. We are the faces of Walmart. We are the faces of these places, and they pay those people less than anything. They said they target us, but we keep going back to it. And you're right. I've seen some white people work at McDonald's or whatever, but it's the poor white people.
Right, it's the poor ones. And then if you do see the white people, they're normally general managers, district managers. They have higher up positions
And
within
they're
that
the
company.
friends of friends. That's what it is. They got the job because their daddy is friends with so and so. So they're just there for a minute. They're not even there for a long term span. You have
Because
to know
then
somebody.
again, it's not just that. They also keep them distracted by a lot of people arguing back and forth with the celebrities, with the news, with a whole bunch of shit that be going on the internet. The internet is the biggest distraction to human beings on earth. The shit is also a blessing, but it is more so of a curse because people don't pay attention. A lot of shit be going on, especially a lot of crimes be going on online, and a lot of motherfuckers don't pay attention to it. When I'm say that, I'm talking about the dark web, where they literally have children on there being tortured and raped for a certain audience that pays lots and lots of money. Okay, lots and lots of money. And for some reason, a lot of people tend to think that only pedophiles are broke. I don't know who told them pedophiles are fucking broke. The only pedophiles you have known is to be broke. They're rich, 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 and slick ass motherfucking pedophiles. And you know that because in higher places, there's a lot of shit. Now, I'm finna take y'all deep. Okay, we're finna go deep. Some and I aggression advised, bitch. Okay, we're going deep down the rabbit hole, and I don't know if y'all ready for this conversation. I already know you is, Melly Mel. The one and only, is you about ready for this? Cause we finna go deep.
Go.
Okay.
I don't know why you
So
didn't make
Miss
this a
Mel,
real video.
girl, shut up. Now don't do me. Don't do me.
Go.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Did she drop off? Hello?
Okay, I'm back.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
yeah.
you. You just can't
Okay.
hear Pizarro.
I
Y'all,
can hear her.
y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can. I don't know about the audience. Let's see. Can y'all hear her?
Mel, you can hear me?
Amy
I
said
don't think
she can. Ask the
she on mute.
chat.
Yeah, they said they can hear us.
Okay. Let me mute.
Oh,
Okay, I
so,
can hear you now.
all right. So we're finna go deeper down the rabbit hole. Because when I talk about the dark web and the shit that be going on, this has to be talked about as many times, much times as possible. Because a lot of children's lives is being put in danger. A lot of their lives is being sold into danger for the fantasies and fairyland of the rich motherfuckers that is behind the scenes that is running the show. A lot of y'all knows about those uh celebrity balls that they be having and how they have their different themes and how they comes and they dress up as certain entities. Some of y'all also be wondering why they be wearing the most ugliest uh outfits, dresses that they can wear, things like that. Well, when you go down that rabbit hole and you being nosy trying to figure that shit out, you discover that all of them play in the club, but each club have levels. The billionaires club, others is not invited to. That's a small circle, because that's where they do the most vicious, nasty things that a human being can't think of. Now, I know some of y'all remember me talking about adrenochrome. Some people still think that substance doesn't exist, but it does. When you go to study in the human body in a spiritual study, and you have to study the human body in a spiritual way because that's the only way you understand things, in my opinion, or you get the perspective of things because you go to see and things go to start making more sense than they were explained to you in the educated universe way. That's how they try to say it, right? So you have something to say? No. So when
Uh
we when
oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I'll go say what you to
So
say.
what I was gonna ask you, so what did you what was your adrenochrome? What did you explain about the adrenochrome?
Okay. Well, when I was doing my conspiracies more, I went down the rabbit hole with them, but I only gave them a little, peek of the adrenochrome. The adrenochrome is a substance that we as human beings produces. It's a fear blood, and y'all know that feeling when you get fear. Well, your body when it also gets fear, it's an adrenaline that pumps through your body and it rushes through the brain, which causes the substance of adrenochrome. Adrenochrome is a very potent, a very high substance, more so like a drug. Like it can get you higher than weed, it can get you higher than crack, it can get you higher than meth, it can get you higher than you getting surgeries, it can get you higher than you getting pissy ass drunk. It is like the best and the most potent high that a human being wants and can experience in their eye view. That is what it is because of the high that it gives them. When a human being wants to escape reality or their mind, because a lot of us human beings do. That's why some of us smoke. That's why some people drink. That's why some people do harder drugs like crack, cocaine, heroin. That's why some people you see have addicted to getting surgeries and they out here looking like motherfucking botched robots and shit and looking weird as hell. Um, you have some people that's also addicted to painkillers because a lot of human beings have a lot of trauma, and there's always ways for us to do. To me, in my opinion, I feel like the reason why a lot of us human beings do these type of things is because of nothing but trauma and the shit that we all got to deal with every fucking day as human beings. Because a lot of us know we just wake up to die one day, basically. Shit, that's how it goes. But when this substance pumps through to the brain and the adrenochrome releases, they then and now the part that gets me is how do they extract the motherfucking adrenochrome from the brain? Well, when I went deeper down the rabbit hole to figure out how do they get the blood from the brain, while they tortured the kids, and the younger the kids are, the better the
More
adrenochrome is,
adrenochrome, right? Mm-hmm.
the better that it is. If you have a newborn baby, that is more perfect than anything you can ask for. Which is why you had some of the governors pushing to abort babies when they're born. So a mother, if she decides that she doesn't want her baby after she just had her baby, they can do an abortion on that baby by killing that living child because the mother decides that she doesn't want the baby. They were trying to push that, but now some shit us human beings will let slide and go when it comes to these people that's in higher power, but they know there's some shit human beings is not going to allow them to do, and those was one of those things human beings wouldn't agree upon. They was like, nah. The governor, he got dragged so fucking bad. I don't know. It was Virginia, I think. The governor of Virginia and somebody else, I think the one from New York, came out with this proposal to the public of him and his colleagues um, discussing of whether they should pass the law of doing abortions after the baby is born. After they 3 day born, 1 day born or 3 days born when they're in the hospital. It's just for the time that they're in the hospital, they can go and get an abortion. And he decided that it was going to be a good idea to come out here to the public and tell the public that that's what him and his colleagues decided on what they wanted to do. Now, there is a doctor lady that I did find when I also kept going down the rabbit hole. She said that she have done a procedure before where she aborted a newborn baby. It's the most gruesome thing that she have ever experienced. But since it's her job, she had no choice but to go through with the procedure. She got a whole bunch of backlash for that too. And the people in the hospital that she worked for also got in a whole lot of trouble for that as well. Because the governor did not know that they passed this law of themselves and decided that they were going to abort newborn babies. But newborn babies are the most special human thing entity in this world because they have no worries. And when the mind have no worries, that is the best for these individuals to be able to consume their blood. Because when the worries come, a baby produces faster, stronger adrenochrome that shoots in their brain. Because when they're scared, they're more scared than anything on this earth. When they get frightened, they are very, 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 very frightened. They shoot that potent more than a 6-month-old baby, an 8-month-old baby, a 1-year-old a 2-year-old, 3-year-old foal, and the list goes on. Adults we shoot it, but ours is potent as a newborn baby because that baby is born into the world of the unknown. So therefore, us being born into the unknown, our mind does not have a thought. We're just here looking around. So that baby has no reason to worry or to fear or no anything like that, especially when they're getting a surprise fear. But the worst fear is when they're sexually abused. I also, when I was going down the rabbit hole, I came across an Australia news station that was on YouTube. And they exposed a few celebrities. I don't even remember who these celebrities was, but when I find that video, y'all gonna be shocked. I think they actually took that video down because it got so many views. Like that shit got over 10 million motherfucking views on it. There's a baby that was 8 months old, and the baby had black rings around his eyes. Now, a lot of y'all heard that song called Panda, right?
I haven't.
So you hear the song Panda, Panda, Panda,
Oh,
Panda.
Panda. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
from the rapper, Panda.
Mm-hmm.
None of you guys know exactly what he meant when he was talking about Panda. But everyone loved that song. Everyone liked that song. Felt like it was so hype, but you don't know what the fuck he really meant when he was talking about Panda. When a child is being put with fear, and the worst fear that they can go through is torture. And the torture, y'all know, is being sexually assaulted, especially when they're newborn, because that is the worst fear ever because they don't understand what is going on. And someone is doing something that they shouldn't be doing to the body. And now the body have to go in protective mode. And the body is also going into a fearful mode because y'all know our body works like a computer. God built us and designed us perfect the way that he did, even though we may not think that, but it is because we are a system. Every system works and moves because the brain gives them the command to work and move. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Your brain controls every motherfucking thing. And that brain is gonna do whatever it can. Our brains will do whatever it can to protect us. We'll deal with we'll deal with being fearful, and we'll deal with a lot of pain. But when that death comes, you don't feel any of that pain because what the mind does, it protects us by shutting us down. Just like how before a butterfly has to become a butterfly, it has to wrap itself up in a cocoon. Well, I know this because I had my own experience with death and things like that. But let's move on, child, because Anyways, our brain protects us. So if you do get into a real traumatic situation, you won't. Some people doesn't. Mostly, a lot of people does not know what happened. They don't remember, and some of us can remember, but you can't pinpoint how it happened because you can't feel what you felt when your body went through that experience when you dealt with the most excruciating pain as a human being, like a bitch chopping your motherfucking hand off. I don't know what they feel like. I can't imagine somebody hanging out.
We don't we don't experience that pain.
We don't experience that, but you have some people had their hand chopped off, had their leg got blown up, got their head chopped off. Whole lot of traumatic shit. Us as human beings. And I'm gonna make sure Sunday when I do the book of Enoch, I'm gonna make sure I play the chapter where Enoch tells you guys about how you learn how to kill, how you learn how to use knives and makeup and jewelry, how what a government is, all of that. I can't wait to do that one. Ooh, yes, child. The book of Enoch told all the business. Anyways, where I was, y'all. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Traumatic experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, traumatic experience to the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And the brain protects us when we go through a real traumatic situation, and the adrenochrome is gonna pump. But if the adrenochrome pumps, it doesn't last as long neither. It doesn't last as long because the fear for us is the fear that's gonna last, but then the fear is not gonna last there because it's like an on and off thing that the brain can do and possesses. In my opinion, I think it does. But when that happens, our brain protects us and it shuts itself off, which is why most people who do get into a lot of traumatic trauma, you notice that they go into comas, and then you're giving an educated version of what's really going on. But to me, they can't tell you what us people who was in a coma, of us people who also have dealt with that type of experience. They can't tell us the experience we went through, and they know that because they didn't go through it. They wasn't there with us. They don't know what is happening with us in our mind, because our body, we ain't moving, ain't nothing happening, but we're still alive because the mind is still alive, and you're in your mind. And for some reason, when this happens, a lot of us will leave from out of the body form and go somewhere else, because in your mind, that is what is happening, because something has happened. You don't know what happened. You trying to figure it out. You do want to wake up, but you don't know if you're gonna wake up. Time sits there because only God knows, and only God would decide if we gonna wake up or if we not. So when they do the adrenochrome and they do this to the baby, especially newborn baby, they don't do it to where they kill the baby. Sometimes they can end up killing the babies, and they really don't care, because then after they do that, they'll rather they'll decide if they're gonna eat the child or if they're just gonna get rid of the baby. But they only really want the babies. They really want newborn babies. It's for their adrenochrome that pumps through the body and then releases into the brain. Because if y'all ever watched that movie called Loading in Las Vegas,
This reminds
you would
me
know.
of what you call that Disney movie? You remember when they was sneaking in the monsters was sneaking in the kids' room,
Monster
and they said, yes, that's what this reminds me of. The green stuff that they would get from them once they scare them.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what that's what comes to mind. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because what they do is they tell you guys this, just like that movie I just named called Losing in Las Vegas. And it was with Johnny Depp. That's why he looked like a demon. Because in that movie, they cut the part out, because when they cut that part out and people pointed it out, that's when they decided to cut that part out of that movie. But back then, they didn't have to worry about it, and they could just put it out there in our faces, because no one paid attention to that, and they wasn't at that time. There wasn't no conspiracies or any of that thing going on with the government or nothing, except for John F. Kennedy, except for him. You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing. So they didn't have to worry about people paying attention to these movies like this and pointing shit out, because a lot of people is led to believe too that movies is just a fantasy thing. These movies is not real. Don't take it serious. Blah blah blah. But really and truly, they put everything in plain sight in your faces, and they do that by cartoons, TV, and especially motherfucking movies.
Yep. The messages are always in the movies.
And Monster Inc. was your proof right there. I don't know why nobody never questioned it, but why did they need those kids to scream for the fear so they can collect that green stuff out of their collect the green stuff? Because the thing is, how did they collect the green stuff? We never saw that part, correct? We just knew they came back with some green shit.
Yeah, all we know is a tube filled up, and they collected it and went on about their business. I forgot what they said they was collecting it for, though.
I don't know. We never got that. I don't think we got to that part. They never said what they were using the screens for. Oh, they did. Remember, the green stuff is the shit they needed to use to keep their city lights on.
All electricity sure was. That's what they needed, that green stuff. And they said they got more power out of the scaring the kids than anything. Yep. It's been a minute since I seen that movie. But when you was talking about this,
see how they brainwashed it and they switched it back and have them where they had the kids laughing now.
Yeah,
and it's joy. So then they switched and it was like, well, we have more electricity now than we did with the screens. But in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of it was the other way around. But now kids' joy is more potent than, fear. Even though it really is, to be honest.
I understand. I'm listening.
That's crazy how they how they said how they use the subliminals for electricity and power. That's crazy how they use that subliminal. They need it for electricity, which is power. So they just it's crazy. That's crazy. The subliminals they put in these movies are just
Yeah,
wicked.
because it's a we never would have caught on to what they were doing. It's a Disney movie. And if you look at a lot of those movies, especially these kids' movies now, they tell a lot of stuff, but like she said, they keep it as a fantasy and tell us not to believe what's in the movies. But the movies do come out and tell you everything that's happening. There's always something
And
behind what
don't,
people saying.
and don't forget the aborted babies. Especially, they love aborted babies because they use those for flavor. And it sucks because a lot of people does not know that a lot of y'all flavors that they use in color flavors is not what you think. That shit is aborted babies.
Yeah, I heard that too, Pazar.
Yeah, it's the there you go, Amy. It's the flavor enhanced to make the food taste good. But really, it makes the food taste good, but it's also fucking with your brain. It's also fucking with your taste buds too, because what it's doing is it's tricking your taste buds. You think that you eating the chicken, but really you're not eating the chicken, you eating the computer. I mean, well, you eating computer food, meaning that it's not real, which is why when you eat the food, you get hungry within 10, 15 minutes after the fact, because your body is not really collecting the real food that it needs to collect, to digest down. Instead, you're eating foods that's there to clog up your arteries. I don't give a damn how skinny you're going to be or what you think. GMO is not here. It does not discriminate against size. Its job is here to do what it's supposed to do, which is destroy our insides. Yeah, processed foods, all that shit. Bree said we too deep for her.
And then the thing about it is that even with the the health food stores and things like that, that shit is false advertisement as well. I feel like if it's not the farmers market and it didn't come straight from the ground being grown, all of that shit is tampered with. I don't care how many organics you might see, how many organic this and that. No, it's the same shit, just worded different.
You didn't know there was plastic in food? Girl, China was the first ones to come out with the plastic idea. Well, actually, it was disposed in China. It actually was first put into the plastic was first put into in Haiti. That's in Jamaica. That's when they first discovered the plastic. But every time we say stuff, nobody takes our word of mouth. It gotta take for a white person or a non-black person to come out and say things for black folks to get on board with shit and then be like, oh shit. So you mean to tell me that Jamaican lady, that black Jamaican lady that was on YouTube on her Facebook talking about the plastic and showing us the proof of the plastic is actually real? Nah, she was just lying to get views, but then you gonna have these motherfucking people from other countries comes out and tell you bitches, and then oh damn. So they were telling the truth the whole. No, they were telling the truth the whole time. The lady
Yeah,
literally showed y'all the plastic in her food when she went to cook her damn cabbage, and
yeah,
she
because that
burnt
video
it.
was set out like years. Yeah, that video was set out years before they came out with this stuff, and I'm like, That's why I was like, well, wait a minute. If it was a woman who already showed all that, why are they acting like they so
Black
surprised now?
Haitian woman. She was the first one to do her video, and she exposed the plastic in the food. It was years ago. She exposed the plastic in the food. Not only is the plastic in the food with your fruit, she went and no, not her. She didn't do that. The other one, which was the Jamaican lady, exposed the plastic in your rice. Then that's when some lady from China exposed China selling plastic in their food by also showing, which I believe she saw that black lady, the black Jamaican lady video, and she decided to test her theory too, to see, if she's telling the truth, or just to see, do her own research. And she did it, and she found out that the rice that she been buying, that she thought was so healthy and so good and it's expensive, all along she had plastic ass rice that she been motherfucking buying for. Just because it's expensive or cheap, it don't even motherfucking matter. It's plastic. They trying to kill y'all, in
Or
my opinion.
because she thought it was healthy. That's where they get you at. They try to use words like healthy and non-GMO and you know what I'm saying, shit like that, and that's just not the case. It's all the same shit. That's why we need to learn how to be farmers and grow our own stuff, so we know exactly where our food is coming from.
Exactly. And the meats, girl, the meats is the worst of the worst. Child, that's why I pray over my food, because that's why God tell us to pray over our food for a reason. Because the meats, the foreign animals, the meat that we eat, y'all, it disgusts you so much to the point where you just want to starve yourself to death and just eat motherfucking grass, bitch, okay? Because when you see how much penicillin, steroids, and GMO they feed the cows, it's not
Mm-hmm.
even cows.
The
The
chickens.
cow, the chicken. Now the chickens,
Chickens.
they do multiple
Mm-hmm.
chickens, but with the cow they only do one of them, and they breed it like it's a big sperm machine basically. And this is nothing but a GMO as male cow. And what they doing is making this male cow, the GMO cow, they're making it mate with the natural women cows, so that they can have the kid, so that they can have, the calves. But more so, they're going to be GMO cows. They're not going to be actually natural, because he's the male cow. The pigs, just the poor pigs, y'all, and I love eating bacon and ham and shit. But it's just so fucked up how they have these pregnant ass pigs crammed the fuck up in those small baby ass cages. And it's just fucked up how they have all of them like bunched up into these cages like this. And I'm like, this the shit that we're eating. And the stress that y'all putting on these animals and the horrific conditions that y'all have them in, we consume this. So if these animals that y'all killing and giving them to us, don't y'all think that we're gonna take on those same type of genes or feelings from when we eat their meat? Because before you killed that fucking cow, you done put it through a whole bunch of motherfucking traumatic experiment before it actually got to our dinner table. Now me and my children eating this shit, and I'm trying to figure out why my children don't have no motherfucking common sense, as far as me telling them to stop doing something, and they act like they ain't hear me tell their ass to stop doing that. Like, just stop. And then it's just like, you ain't hear what I just said? I just said this to you like 50, 11 times, and you ain't hear what like, what's going on? Then they get erratic. They want to go to fussing and crying, stressing. You a kid. You shouldn't be going through all this, because I told you to know.
What about the lab meat?
Girl.
Wait till they start feeding y'all that lab meat.
I don't want nothing that's made in the lab.
You
I
didn't.
don't want
They
nothing.
already started. They
And
already
it's
started
already
testing
started
it.
in your art.
With this
Just like y'all don't know about
plant-based
the
meat.
yeah, it ain't even plant based no more. It's all finna be fake ass computer meat. Like on the
Mm-hmm.
episode of SpongeBob, bitch, when Squidward told SpongeBob to be normal, and SpongeBob and Patrick decided they was gonna be normal, and then when SpongeBob went back to work, he no longer was cooking the food natural. Instead, he started giving them Krabby Patties through a computer, and none of these people didn't know they was eating gray goo until SpongeBob went crazy and lost his mind for being too damn boring like Squidward, and just told all the other fishes, "You people are eating glue." That's what he
Oh shit.
And
It
then
goes
they
to
looked
show.
and they looked in the Krabby Patty. Oh my god, yeah. And then that's when they started throwing all the Krabby Patties at SpongeBob and Squidward and Mr. Krabs and shit. And it's like, but
Wait,
y'all never know.
was that the episode when they opened up that Krabby Patty and it was like a whole lot of trash and shit?
No, it's the episode where SpongeBob ignores the hell. He always ignores the hell out of Squidward. But it was the episode where Squidward told him to be normal.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at SpongeBob. Thank you. But go ahead with your show. I'm sorry. I thought that was the one where they opened up that Krabby Patty and they seen that it was made of a whole lot of trash because Mr. Krabs found out that he could make more money and more patties by making Krabby Patties out of trash. And when he opened up, it was like a used Band-Aid and everything on them. People were stuffing their face with it. I don't know. Maybe I was the only one that was into SpongeBob like that.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
that one. I remember that one, but no, this the other episode. That wasn't the one where Squidward told SpongeBob he should be normal, and then this is when SpongeBob and Patrick both decided that they was gonna be normal because you know how they always goofy and take everything for a joke and act like kids. Well, SpongeBob decided not to do that anymore, and he started to be normal, and that's when he started cooking the Krabby Patties through the computer. But none of the fishes never noticed that they were having computer Krabby Patties. All along, they thought that they were getting the natural, normal grilled on the patty, Krabby Patty that SpongeBob cooks in the back. But SpongeBob wanted to prove something to Squidward that he can be normal, even though it decided that it was fucking up his life and his personality. Him and Patrick, because when they wanted to have a little fun, they couldn't go back to having fun anymore because the boredness, like Squidward, was rubbing on them, and that's when he was doing the cooking and he lost his mind. And he finally told them because he didn't want to be normal anymore and he wanted to break out of that normalness that Squidward brainwashing him into be. So when he finally decided to tell him, because Mr. Krabs didn't want him to tell him because he also realized SpongeBob cooking, well, not even cooking, but SpongeBob printing out those Krabby Patties would save him a whole lot of money than him having to buy the real Krabby Patty. But then SpongeBob always telling all the business, so I blew that cover because it's like you guys are eating good, and that's when they
So
looked
he
into
was
the.
basically cloning the hand. He was basically cloning the Krabby Patty.
Mhm. Mhm. He was cloning the Krabby Patties. And they didn't know they were eating clone Krabby Patties until they looked in the Krabby Patty and seen that it was nothing but gray slob. And then they all went to freaking out like they do when they freaks out, yelling, and then they started throwing all the Krabby Patties at Mr. Krabs and Squidward and SpongeBob. Then that's when, Mr. Krabs says that he's not going to use that anymore and for SpongeBob to go back to cooking the regular. And then that's when SpongeBob got back his old goofy kid self because he broke out of the normalness. That was a very interesting episode too.
A freaking hidden message like we was talking about, just like them lab meats. They showed on the news how they was making those steaks, and those steaks was made. It looked like a digital print when you go get something made, like a picture made. It looked like a 3D digital print, and they had the laser going there, and they was making the steak, and they was selling it to. They went to like supposedly this high end restaurant, and those people was paying like $100 a steak or something like that. And those people was sitting there and they was tasting it, and they was like, and they told them it came from a lab, and they was like, oh, I can't wait till this comes out. It tastes just like a steak. It's so juicy and moist and all this other stuff. And they was trying to pump it to the restaurant, saying that it was a lot cheaper than going to get their meat and all this other stuff. And those restaurant owners was agreeing, and the chefs was agreeing, like, it's just like real meat. You can't taste the difference. And that's how they go sneak it up on you right there. Because they didn't already have to kill a lot of chickens and stuff like that, because they claim it's supposed to be a new disease that has came out that's affecting like the chickens and all that other stuff. They didn't have to kill thousands of them already. Yeah.
In Africa,
Yeah.
it's called HNS8 or some shit virus that came out. Y'all know, cause we about to get rid of coronavirus now. Coronavirus is going away, y'all. Let the news tell it. It's going away since people been getting their vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a new virus that's out. And it started in Africa per usual.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't the chicken, it was the birds. They said it was some birds. Like the bird flu. Supposedly that's what this is. But it's called HNS8 or some shit virus. I
heard about it. I heard about that
I
one.
want to know what, Pizarro, I'm going to have to, because you know what? It was a virus that broke out here where I'm at a casino. And I've noticed like these viruses that go out, if y'all pay attention, it's always a test run of a virus. You will hear about it. It's like it'll go away like in a blink of an eye. You'll hear about it on the news thing. It's like you'll hear about it on 12 o'clock news, then when 5 or 6 o'clock news come around, you don't hear about it anymore. But it's always like a test run of a virus. And a few years later, that's when supposedly the major thing comes out, and then everybody's like, oh, I've never heard this supposed to be a new virus, but in all reality it had already been here, and they did a test run, and whatever virus that was that those people got at the casino from the food, it started with an H, and it came out like 2 or 3 years ago that people were at this casino down here, that people got sick off the food. It was supposed to be on the buffet thing, and they said that they had some virus, and then you didn't hear about it anymore. And now they're talking about this here. So I'm gonna see if that's the same virus.
This one is called H5N8 virus.
I'm gonna check it out, because all right, I'm gonna let you know, because I believe I've heard of that before. And just like this coronavirus, how they were saying it was new. No, the coronavirus can't be new when it was already printed on Lysol things saying that Lysol was coronavirus. It had already been here.
Yeah, but it was a different strand. So this 19 is like a new strand that's killing folks. So-called killing folks. So the coronavirus isn't new, but the coronavirus 19, that's something new.
I agree. I agree with all that. And y'all know these people doing any and everything they can to take control over us. And when you read your Bible and you read Revelation, I said Revolution. You read Revelation, it will tell you in the Bible that this is what they're going to do. This is how Satan is going to be able to want to control y'all. Satan wants y'all to be robots that he can control before God comes. That's his plan. Before God comes, he wants us to be our robots. And meaning, when I say robot, meaning a computer, basically. shit, something that I say I am. He really wants y'all to be computers, meaning that your mind is not your own. And someone can hack your server. Y'all seen the episode of The Simpsons when they was into the future, which is now 2020, and we in 2020 and we still ain't in that type of future. But anyways, in that episode of The Simpsons, and y'all remember when Marge told what's his name?
Homer.
Homer
Mhm.
to open up that email in his mind because it's a spell and they'll hack him. And you know, he don't got no common sense, so he still did it and it hacked him and it stunned the fuck out of him. That's basically what they want us to be dealing with. Some of y'all need to go back and watch the Matrix movies. But y'all, I have to go though. This was a good live. I'll be back later.
All right, y'all. I'll
All
be
right.
what you gotta let me know what you doing for tomorrow. And
Tomorrow
what
we are
time?
now. If I have to say no to a certain individual, for you to be there, let me know because I really need you here for tomorrow. Because tomorrow's we gonna get real. We gonna get go deep. Today we went deep, but we ain't go. You know, I'm trying to go deep down in that bit to the point where we hit hell.
Okay.
But
Okay. Nah, I don't have no, I'm good. I could definitely be cordial with everybody that you invite. So bring them all. I don't give a damn.
yeah, it's gonna be tomorrow, like in the morning time, like 10. Is that good? 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I'll be around.
Okay. Thank you, girl.
Yeah, y'all have a good day.
Oh, I watched that movie, Sims Overdose. I watched Eyes Wide Shut. I don't watch y'all know I don't watch so many conspiracy movies, y'all. Y'all just don't know. I don't watch so many of them, and I have been sharing some of them on my community wall, but I'm gonna share more since we had this video. When I did go down the rabbit hole, I didn't actually because I was giving y'all bits and pieces of it. But where I talk about the adrenochrome and what they do to kids is they also put fear in them, but they torture them. The torture is more pain, and the more pain that the babies feel, the more of the adrenochrome will pump, and the more potent that blood would be. And what they use that blood for, because I didn't tell y'all, what they use that blood is that they use it to get high.
Hmm.
When I tell you they want to see the demons, that blood helps them see the demons. That blood helps them see whatever the fuck we can't see. Pretty much opening up their third eye. Basically, that's what it's for. And that's what they're using for. But your third eye has to be opened up naturally, not being opened up due to physical and emotional abuse. And you know that blood is a stress. You know that blood is stress blood. You know that blood, your mind, the body knows that you're getting this high from a stress blood, a blood that's dealing with trauma. And that's the type of high they want because they ain't trying to go into, how a lot of us who do have our third eye open and we see the unknown and some people can't, and we see what's going on and some people can't. That's not what they do. What they're doing is that they're trying to be more and more, I guess, visible to the eye of seeing those things that, perceive to the public as doesn't exist, which is demons, which is the devil. They perceive it as he doesn't exist and neither do any of these demons. But when they fuck with that adrenochrome gets them to that high, to the point where they can see them and they can interact with them and they can give them the things, ask these things for the things that they never can get. That's why y'all don't understand why these people as rich as they is and why they want to keep being more and more rich. You have $100 billion. Why do you need more money than that? You don't.
Rituals. That
There
is
you go.
the
It's a
rituals.
whole
Yeah.
ritual. We're gonna go
Rituals.
into the
Yep.
ritual shit. We're gonna go into the curse of shit because all that connects. We're gonna go into the blood sacrifice because all that connects. A lot of y'all don't understand, like with
Yep.
Nikki. I'm sorry to tell y'all, But her daddy getting hit by an unknown vehicle, that's no different. Tupac and Biggie getting killed by an unknown vehicle. Okay, there's no difference from Michael Jackson on Doctor killing him with a drug that makes you die and then brings you back to life within 30 minutes. Okay, none of this shit is coincidence with these people. They have to do these rituals, they have to do these sacrifices in order for them to stay in that circle. Ain't got shit to do with y'all. They have y'all think it does, just like they have y'all think y'all voting is so important. No, it don't have nothing to do with that. Because they're not making deals with y'all. They're making deals behind the scenes with the ones they know run shit. And the one who really runs shit is Satan. And if you want to be in his crew, bitch, you got to do all the sins that God requires you not to do as a human being. And taking very full advantage of kids is the number one ultimate sin God, you know God don't want you to do. But knowing about that adrenochrome takes it to a whole nother level. But I'll see y'all later, 'cause I got to go.
All right. I'll be listening from the clouds tomorrow. I gotta work.
Later, y'all.
All right.
All
Bye.
right.